I want to begin this broadcast with a massive fire that's still raging in Noida's Sector 11. This is adjoining Delhi. This fire broke out at an LED bulb manufacturing unit in Noida. Fire tenders are still battling this blaze. Unfortunately, we are told 6 people have so far lost their lives. Some of the injured, they jumped off the 5th floor of this building. The fire started at the basement, and this is a massive fire that's being reported from Sector 11 in Noida. This is an LED bulb manufacturing unit. The fire started at the basement, quickly engulfed the staircase. There wasn't any opportunity for many people to be able to come out of this building, and now we are being told at least 5 people have lost their lives, several still missing. India Today's Kumar Kunal now joins me with the latest on the story. Kunal, what's the latest? Have some people who are missing, have they been traced?
Gaurav, it was a massive fire in Noida, and it almost started at 12:45 p.m. and in no time it engulfed the whole building. It was a 5-storied building, and the fire started from the basement. And when the fire broke out, almost 50 people were inside that building, and there was no escape route, as we have been told. And initially, the employees who were there, they are saying that initially no fire tenders have come to rescue them. First of all, when the fire started, just one fire tender has come, and then after the magnitude of fire has increased, then almost 12 tenders have come into the effect.
The question remains, wasn't there a fire escape, an emergency exit in this building? Several questions, but at this point of time, the fire is still being battled. Kumar Kunal, for the moment, many thanks. I now want to shift focus to our top story. It's a major crackdown on VVIP culture. Prime Minister Narendra Modi ordered red beacons to be removed from all cars, abolishing the rule in the Motor Vehicle Act that permitted certain high dignitaries to have this special privilege. The Prime Minister has just tweeted to say every Indian is special, every Indian is a VIP. Now, this is a step that was taken earlier by Punjab Chief Minister Captain Amrinder Singh, the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. But some are arguing that the government needs to move beyond mere symbolism. Some say, of course, this is a very welcome first step.
Is a rare and humbling sight in Indian politics. A union minister taking the mark of privilege off his car. For over 50 years, this tiny flickering red beacon atop government cars has come to signal VVIP arrogance, an all-access pass for politicians roaming away at the inconvenience of the taxpayer. And now, the Modi Sarkar has taken a step to eliminate this relic of the British Raj and has red-carded the Lal Batti. The signal to end the VVIP mindset is loud and clear.
ना केंद्र में ना किसी राज्य में कोई भी ऐसा डिग्निटरी नहीं होगा जिसको केंद्र या राज्य सरकार नॉमिनेट कर सकती है कि वो रेड लाइट कैरी कर सकता है.
Come May 1st, all central government employees will lose the red beacon. The only exemptions are the President, Vice President, Lok Sabha Speaker and the Chief Justice of India.
Basically, our government is very much committed for this, and this VVIP culture is not good for the democracy. Even the people by and large, they are not appreciating it. So this is the good start, and I feel that people will appreciate this.
With the Lal Batti red-carded by the centre, it's now up to the states to decide which dignitary is accorded the red beacon. Punjab, Uttar Pradesh, Delhi and Maharashtra have already announced that they will shun the Lal Batti.
बत्ती सिर्फ कन्वेंस के लिए ट्रांजिट में थोड़ा सा मदद उससे होती है, पुलिस को मालूम होता है, ट्रैफिक के लोगों को मालूम होता है, लेकिन उन्होंने निर्णय लिया तो बहुत अच्छा है। और भी निर्णय उन्होंने लेना चाहिए। जहाँ जहाँ फिजूल खर्चे होते हैं तो बहुत सारे निर्णय, सिक्योरिटी के ऊपर बहुत सारी पैमाने पे खर्चे होते हैं, अच्छे गुड चीज।
Even as the opposition welcomed the move, the Aam Aadmi Party was quick to claim credit for demanding the end of the Lal Batti culture.
We welcome it for the simple reason because this has been the fundamental issue which has been raised by Aam Aadmi Party, and we have said in 2013 and from the day one that this VVIP culture has to end.
VIP culture or the red beacon culture in this country must come to an end. We are very happy that BJP government at the centre has now decided to implement the decision countrywide, including to central government.
In 11 days, the Lal Batti will be a white elephant. The bigger question is, will the symbolic red beacon purge lead to a more democratic India? Bureau Report, India Today.
So come May 1, no more Lal Battis on any car. This is the Prime Minister's order. Joining me now for more on this big story is Harish Salve, senior advocate, former Solicitor General, somebody who's campaigned extensively for this. Mr. Salve, what do you make of the Prime Minister's order from the 1st of May, no Lal Battis on any gadi?
Well, the Supreme Court didn't listen to me. The Union Cabinet headed by our Prime Minister has listened to me and listened to people who had this view that this should be done. So I will say to him what I say in court. Thank you, my lord. I salute the government for what they have done. I think it's a remarkable measure. It's an assertion that India is now a republic, that public servants are what we call them, i.e. public servants. They are not rulers of India. They are those who serve the public of India.
In fact, in 2000...
the five categories who will fly, the flag and put on the beacon are those who symbolize the majesty of the Indian Constitution. The President of India, the head of the political executive, the head of the legislature, in the sense head of the houses of legislature, in that the sense of the speaker, and the head of the executive branch of the judicial branch of government, i.e. the Chief Justice. So it's a remarkable assertion that India is now a democracy, and I said this on another channel.
Yes. In fact, in 2014, you had contended, Mr. Salve, if I may,
this is yet another new normal.
It's a new normal, and it was required because in 2014 you insisted it was unconstitutional to call some people high dignitaries. Why is that, sir?
Absolutely. For the simple reason, in a republic, the only thing high is the Constitution. The only thing high is the institutions of the Constitution. So if the Chief Justice wears the carries the beacon, it is because he symbolizes the court and the judicial system, the Constitution, an organ of the Constitution. Those are high in a democracy. We have given to ourselves our Constitution, which has created our institutions. We salute those institutions because they are what has kept us as an island of democracy in this part of the world where all other democracies have failed. So we have done wonderfully well, and we are proud of our institutions. We salute our institutions, and that is why those beacons are carried. But other than that, everybody is equal. Okay. A person, and I must tell you, I took grave exception, and an affidavit filed by the previous government in court which said senior civil servants need the red beacon because they are on important tasks. So I said a secretary who's running to catch a meeting because he woke up late is entitled to carry a red light. A doctor who's rushing to do an operation He's not entitled to have a red light because his job is not as important as the secretary. What sort of logic is this? The real reason was the British officers used to have beacons because you were overawing the natives. You and me that time were natives.
Yes.
And that mantle was inherited by our service. So this had to change, and I'm happy I borrow Mr. Jaitley's words. This is the new normal. This is the beginning.
In fact, do we see a new normal, Mr. Salve? Recently, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi travelled to the airport to receive Bangladesh Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, he travelled through traffic. Traffic wasn't stopped for him. Should that now be the new normal, sir? Let the VVIPs actually face the problem that all of us face.
That is the new normal. And please, today we know the security levels, the concerns are highest for the Prime Minister for various reasons. And if he can wade through traffic, so can everybody else. The traffic needs to be fixed, but some people are not going to jump over the traffic and go, is the message he is giving. That's the new normal. And I'm sure this is the beginning, this is not the end. He will, I'm sure if we continue on this path, we will have a greater sense of national identity.
Yes.
And we will have a greater sense of oneness. People will feel part of the system. Today, we don't feel part of the system. A common man is scared of the Supreme Court. A common man is scared of the High Court. A common man is scared of the police. He's scared of going to a government office. Nobody feels this is my servant's office. This is a public servant. The court is also has public servants. The government offices have public servants. The police is a public servant. I mean, we don't have that feeling because we've continued this feudal feeling of the big guys and the small guys. And
with this, we hope that some things improve. So you said this is step one. What are other steps that could be taken, that need to be taken at this stage, sir?
No more flights being held up by sulking members of parliament. Members of parliament being reminded that their privilege is the privilege to fiercely represent their people, living in a house, getting subsidized food, traveling free of charge by airlines is not part of their privileges, it is part of their perquisites. Let's be clear about that. We also need to rationalize how people perceive all these people who hold office. So this is just the first step. We need to get rid of this culture, stand up and salute culture.
Yep. We require these changes. You know, Mr. Salve, blue lights for emergency vehicles. So whether it's the police, the fire brigade, the ambulance, the emergency services, how do you stop its misuse? What needs to be done to put in place a system that the same secretary who's getting late for a meeting does not put that blue light on top of his car now, sir?
That which has got us so far will take us further. It failed in court, round one. I filed a second petition in court. It is pending hearing. The government has given what we were fighting for, right? Why have they done it? Because the government is sensitive, obviously, and they felt that public opinion strongly demanded this. Okay. Believe me, today a secretary or a politician who wants to misuse the beacon is not scared of a challan, he is scared of your camera. Okay. And today, everybody with a mobile phone is a potential TV reporter.
Yes.
Photograph somebody misusing it, put it on the national channels, name and shame, and you will see compliance.
Okay, so that is most likely going to be step two, because it's not just the mainstream media, it's the social media and the power of the social media. You're absolutely right, and this is one rule which is applicable not just at the center but also at the state. So this will bring about a change across the country, sir.
I hope so. I hope so. You see, this feeling has to change. And ultimately, if this feeling of headiness of power changes, the kind of people who aspire to join politics will gradually start changing. I mean, that's, maybe it's a fond hope of somebody who's on the wrong side now of 60, but that's what I feel, that this change had to come. We had people who looked at investing in a political career and achieving office and then having all these trappings was a part of the dividend they received on their investment.
Okay. You know,
that has to change.
Sir, you talked about two images and you know, they're so stark. On the one side, you have Prime Minister Narendra Modi who says remove the red beacon from your car, travel through traffic like he did. On the other hand, you have members of parliament, like you pointed out, who are either arguing, you know, with airline staff. We saw two instances, one in Maharashtra, the other in West Bengal. What needs to be done to send home that message, that sense of entitlement? कि मैं सरकार हूं, मैं एमपी हूं, ये मेरा प्लेन है, मेरी गाड़ी है. How does that change, sir?
Let's be very clear. If Air India managed to put Mr. Gaikwad and his whole political outfit in place, it was because of robust support of the government. It's a government airline. And if the government had supported the errant MP in Parliament and MPs had all united to beat up Air India and all other airlines would have had to eat crow. Let's be very clear about this. The way the minister got up and defended airline in Parliament, the message was clear that this government is not for this expanded notion of importance of members of Parliament. That's the new normal. I see a lot of new normals. Prime Minister Modi driving in the car through traffic, a new normal. The government standing up for an airline which threw an MP out, new normal.
Okay, on
and
that...
I see this change coming, and I hope these winds will blow a lot of cobwebs out.
On that positive note, on that hope, for the moment, Harish Salve, many thanks for joining us here on India Today. I now want to shift focus, take you to Odisha, where there's a huge controversy over West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee's visit to the Jagannath Temple, to the Lord Jagannath Temple at Puri. Now, some of the priests at the Jagannath Temple staged a protest against Mamata Banerjee for her alleged remarks on beef.
मैं पूरा हम हिंदू में जन्म लिया है, लेकिन हम ऐसा हिंदू तो नहीं करते जो हिंदू को कलंक करते हैं. हम हिंदू को कलंक नहीं करते, हम हिंदू को प्यार करते हैं. तो दीदी आपको बीजेपी का ये तो है हिंदू धर्म को कलंक करते हैं. हम
Indrajit Kundu now joins me for more on the story. Indrajit, Mamata Banerjee's visit, is it purely personal to visit the Lord Jagannath Temple, or is there an alliance or some kind of a network that could be cooking?
Well, even though, you know, Mamata Banerjee herself has termed this as a personal visit, you know, given the kind of rhetoric that we are hearing, asserting her religious identity of late, clearly shows that there is a subtle message that Mamata Banerjee wants to give to her electorate, given the fact that we've seen very aggressive campaigning as far as the right wing is concerned in West Bengal, stating how Mamata Banerjee was indulging in appeasement politics. We've seen how the RSS has come out with a statement earlier this month. So therefore, coming as it is in that backdrop with Mamata Banerjee now, you know, paying her tributes at the Jagannath Shrine, and mind you, there were flash protests today as well when she was visiting the temple, and her scathing remarks against the opposition BJP clearly come out as a political signal and a political message to her electorate at a time when there is a very aggressive campaign against Mamata Banerjee for what the BJP claims is her appeasement tactics in West Bengal.
Okay, keep tracking that story, Indrajit. For the moment, many thanks for joining me. There's lots more at 9 with Rajdeep Sardesai, but that is all that I have time for you on this special broadcast of India First. Many thanks for watching.